Hello leaders, and welcome to another video version of the podcast Run to Your Leadership Challenges. In the video version, you get to see me record the actual podcast, and I don't really edit the video versions. I just download them, so you're going to get any kind of mistakes that I make, double takes, bloopers. You may hear me repeat a line once or twice or three times or four times. And I give you a little bit of extra value at the end. And since I don't edit it, you kind of get the deleted scenes or the deleted words that I delete out to make the podcast between 2 and 4 minutes. I've been going a little later or a little bit longer lately, but I try to get between 2 or 3 minutes. But some of these have been pretty good, and I just don't want to cut them down too much. So you get a little bit of extra value here, and especially at the end. So today we're talking about leadership trust. I'm going to hit the record button and get after it. You'll hear about 4 seconds of silence, and then I'll start up. Here we go. Hello leaders, and welcome to Run to Your Leadership Challenges. So today I want to talk about leadership trust. As I'm continuing reading the John C. Maxwell book, Developing the Leader Within You 2.0, one of his quotes really grabbed my attention today. And John wrote that trust is a relationship between a trustor and a trustee. Let me repeat that. Trust is a relationship between a trustor and a trustee. Now, that kind of blew my mind a little bit because although it's simple, I just never really thought of trust as being a relationship. John goes on to tell a story about how he's taught leaders throughout his life that every interaction that you have with somebody else, you create accounts of trustworthiness. And John says you either make deposits or withdrawals from this account. Now, if you think of it, I thought that was a really great analogy because in reality, everything we do, people are watching us. As leaders, everything that we do, people are watching. We're under a magnifying glass. And people are determining if our actions are consistent with our talk. If we walk our talk, our trust level increases with our people. We're making continual deposits into the account of trustworthiness with them. However, if our walk goes against our talk, we're making withdrawals because we create confusion for our followers. You see, when we don't walk our talk, when we don't do what we say to do, it causes our people to lose trust in us. So today, the challenge that I have for you is short and sweet. Are you walking your talk on a daily basis? Are you making daily deposits into your accounts of trustworthiness, as John calls them, with your people around you? Or are you making continuous withdrawals? You see, as leaders, it's up to us to lead by the right example. And the best way that we can lead by the right example is to walk the talk that we're talking. Strive to lead well by staying consistent to your words. Walk your talk on a daily basis. Be the most trustworthy person that your people know, and take the risk of trusting your people. Show your people that you trust them. Take that risk and watch the trickle-down effect begin. Hey, that's it for today. As always, thank you for listening. Have a great rest of your day, and until tomorrow, run to your challenges. All right, short and sweet today. I'll edit that down to probably 2.5 minutes and give my listeners a break from my longer ones. I've been getting a little bit winded lately, it seems. So a little bit of extra value here. Man, I'm reading out of the book, Developing the Leader Within You 2.0, which I'm going to use in my my free 4-week mastermind group that is kicking off on April 23rd. And if you're interested in that, I still have some seats in the 8 a.m. time slot. That's Central Standard Time. The nighttime mastermind is overfilled right now, but the morning one, the 8 a.m. one, still has several seats available. So if you want to jump in, I would love to have you. Just shoot me an email at paulgrau@currentleadershipcoaching.com and you'll be in as soon as I get that. I'll give you all the info that goes along with that. However, what I really want to get back to is this idea of trust being a relationship. Now, John talks about this book as, trust, it takes two people. It takes the trustor and the trustee. And he says, initially, the leader always must be the trustor. And the trustor's initial responsibility is to take that risk and trust your people, trust somebody else, trust that trustee. And he says the role of the trustee is to basically be trustworthy. And he says as long as the trustor continually takes that risk to trust the trustee, and the trustee continually lives or is trustworthy, he said trust is very high. And he said the roles switch back and forth. So the trustor can become the trustee, and the trustee can become the trustor in certain situations. But the trustor always begins with the leader. John says trust is a leadership responsibility. Let that sink in a little bit. Trust is a leadership responsibility. Trust is a relationship. Man, you see how this all connects together? If you've been listening or watching me for any time at all, I really stress relationships and knowing your people. Because you can't be a great leader if you don't know the people that you're leading. And if you can build that trust with your people, if you can be that trustor, and if you can take that risk of trusting your people. And if you think about it, I never thought of trust as being a big risk, but it is, because somebody has to be the first one to say, hey, I trust you. I'm willing to put myself out there, be vulnerable, and trust you. You could start really small and continually put your people in a state or in a position where you can trust them, that you can build that trust. And how do you allow them to build their trust for you? You keep making those daily deposits, as John says. Keep walking your talk. Keep being consistent. Man, I'm going to stop right there because this is kind of a new concept to me. I mean, I've always said that trust and respect are a two-way street, but they start in a one-way alley. Okay, so trust and respect kind of go hand in hand. And this chapter that I talked about tonight was actually out of the chapter in the book on character, leadership character being the foundation of leadership. And then he got into trust, and he got deep into trust. And man, I'm like, I got to call this leadership trust. But trust is one of those developing or stepping stones of building leadership character. You need trust. You need to walk your talk. Hey, that's it for today. Have a great day. And until tomorrow, run to your challenges. We'll see you later.